Hi guys, I'm Kate Willis and this is my book, The Treasure Hunt. It's the very first book I ever wrote about almost 6 years ago. And this is the brand new edition of it coming out today. If you want to follow along, it's available on Amazon in ebook and paperback. And then if you have the old edition of the book, it's pretty much the same. It's just a different cover, different interior formatting, and some happy new commas. So let's get started. To Anna, from a fond, old, and boring. Anna sped along on her bicycle, trying to keep up with her brother. It was an early summer morning, and a slight breeze kept the air pleasantly cool. The walkie-talkie in her denim skirt pocket crackled as a voice spoke in her earpiece.
"This is Cop 8 calling Appanapa. I repeat, this is Cop 8 calling Appanapa."
Turning her head slightly, while being very careful not to turn the handlebars at the same time, she spoke into the mouthpiece that hung from her ear. "I hear you, Cop 8. What's up?" "How close are you to the end of your mission? I have top secret orders from the mother as to your next step." Calling ahead to her brother, she asked how much of the fence was left to check. "Until the apple tree," he answered. "Good, that's only a few yards away." Speaking into her mouthpiece again, she reported, "Almost done. What's the message?" "Come in immediately for breakfast." "It's pancakes." When they reached the gnarled old apple tree, something white lying in the compost pile caught David's eye. He came to a sudden stop and jumped off his bike. Picking up the small package, he dusted off the grass mulch and carefully unwrapped a wooden block with strange carvings on one side. The paper, however, was more than just wrapping. "Your father's favorite pastime and your favorite foods are the key to this mystery. Signed," and then there's something in German I don't know how to pronounce. So, read David as he studied the paper. They were silent a moment, each thinking of this strange clue and even stranger signature. Anna was first to speak. "Seems like some sort of treasure hunt. We should share this with Dad. He might have a really good idea." "You're right. And if we decide to do this thing, we should include Lily," David added, shoving the block and the paper into his shirt pocket and mounting his bike. "Okay, sounds good. Now for that breakfast," Anna answered as she sped after him. Chapter 1. One of those days. It all started with one of those days, one of those muggy first of the summer vacation days, when everyone older and everyone younger knew what to do, but everyone in between was lost. Monopoly, the classic thing to do on such days, was immediately rolled out in favor of playing art contest. Unfortunately, 2 artists and 1 judge didn't make for much competition or excitement. So the discussion went on. There seemed to be many ideas, but none of them interesting enough to try. "I wish we could wade in the creek," Lily sighed, fanning herself. Her face was flushed, and she pushed her already short sleeves higher in an effort to cool off. "Dad said it's still too cold and won't warm up for a few days," Anna added, as she leaned against the couch pillows. She felt too hot and too bored to do anything. "I wish I were too cold," Lily murmured. David sprang to his feet and said determinedly, "Well, I'm not going to lie around all day. I think we should see what the old and borings are doing." The Middlers had affectionately dubbed their 2 older sisters the Old and Borings, knowing all along they were neither. There had originally been 3, but Perry married her best friend Tyler and started her own thing. Deciding this was the best idea yet, they started up the stairs, pausing only to admire a dollhouse wedding being conducted on the bottom step. They filed into the room and squeezed past the large easel where Amy was working, then bumped into the craft table as they searched for places to stand. The room was surprisingly cool, as the sun filtered softly through lace curtains that fluttered in the breeze of a window fan. They watched with fascination as the drawing came to life under Amy's pencil. Anna studied the sketch of the wedding party, hoping that somehow there would be room for little children around the bride's full skirt. It was very interesting to watch Amy draw, and they all had many questions. "Who is this one for?" Lily asked, tipping her head sideways. "It's a wedding gift for Susanna and Noah," Amy replied, absently adding a few more curls to the bride's crown of hair. Yes, they could see it now. The happy couple was the very likeness of the ones soon to be married. "Are you drawing everyone, or just them?" Anna asked hopefully. I don't know," Amy mused, erasing the groom's ear for the 5th time. Watching her draw only kept their attention for a little while before they were ready to see what Kate was doing. She was sitting on the nearby daybed with her feet tucked up under her and thinking very hard about what should come next in the most recent story she was writing. "All right, what delightful journey are you crafting now?" Anna demanded playfully. With a mischievous twinkle in her eyes, Kate responded, "A little something. You have 3 guesses. 40 days to the moon and back?" "Nope, that's still in the thinking stage." "The golden spike?" Lily interjected. "Nope. Gave it up for now, at least until winter." "Strength in the wilderness?" "Nopers." "Tell us, please." Okay, it's called Light Bearer." "Light Bearer? Can we have a clue to the plot?" "Shauna's family runs a lighthouse and there's a terrible storm. That's all I'm telling so far," Kate said. "Oh, and it's a hard job to keep lighthouse lamps burning." After a little more chit-chat, the 3 Midlers soon moved on to look for something else to do. You know, it's the beginning of summer. They are feeling a bit aimless. "Maybe we should plan something special for them to do," Amy said, sharpening her pencil and watching the curls of wood fall into the trash can. "Yeah, I was thinking the same," Kate replied. "What sort of thing were you thinking?" "A treasure hunt." "Sounds great. Let's get right to it. Start spouting ideas." She turned the page of her notebook, and now the little something was becoming a series of clues. So now we're back to after they found the clue at the beginning. That was like a flashback. Chapter 2. Check the door. "Your father's favorite pastime and your favorite food," Anna repeated to David and Lily as she dried the clean dishes they supplied her with. "I like pizza," Lily offered as she scrubbed a bit of dried tomato sauce on the plate before her. "So do I, but one thing is certain, it must have something to do with Dad's favorite pastime." "What does he like to do?" David questioned. "Preaching and studying. Spider solitaire. Is that even a word?" "Drawing." That's it! Mom said just yesterday that he was really enjoying gardening." "Yes, that's perfect. It includes food, some of which are our favorites." "Wahoo! We have our clue," Anna said. "You are the rhymiest," Lily replied in a very silly voice. The dishes were finished in record time. That is, record for when children are doing them, since Mom's record never had and never will be broken. And great was their joy when permission was granted for them to go out to the garden if they brought in the ingredients for the lunch salad. When they had reached the white gate that David and Dad had made the previous spring, Anna said, "So, what are our favorite veggies? I love tomatoes." "I like green beans, but I was wondering, what if our hunt host didn't know I would be included?" David remarked, squinting in the sunlight. Sorry, that was Lily remarking. David jumped backwards from accidentally zapping himself on the electric fence. "Ooh, that's really dangerous. You should still check, just to be on the safe side. I like radishes." It was agreed they would each check their own favorite vegetable rows, so they began searching immediately. The tomato patch was the biggest, with many cages to inspect, but Anna actually found her clue first. It was hard to tell who was most excited, as she carefully pulled a piece of paper from where it was wrapped around the stem of the tomato plant. "What does it say?" Lily wanted to know. 8. "That's all?" David questioned from the radish patch. "Yeah," Anna answered matter-of-factly. "Wow, I guess this means the clue is cut into at least 2 pieces," David guessed. From then on, Lily and Anna worked together in the green bean patch, so maybe they could find the rest of the clue faster. David's task was somewhat discouraging as he carefully checked the dirt around each radish. He was encouraged when the girls announced to him that Lily's clue was found. So we have 8, and this one says no more. What does 8 no more mean? Lily wondered aloud.
Maybe it's a rule for eating pancakes, Anna said. Both girls looked mischievously at their brother, who had eaten 9 that morning.
My clue has suddenly become very important to find, David thought, and worked faster with the knowledge. While he worked, the girls inspected their pieces of the clue further. Hey, Lily, look, there's something on the back of yours, Anna exclaimed.
Lily flipped the scrap of paper over and read aloud. Door.
Door? Oh, look, mine says check on it, Anna discovered. 8 no more, check door. It even rhymes, Lily said, excited by the news. Still seems like part is missing, Anna mused.
Yeah, so I guess we'd better help David, Lily answered.
15 minutes later, they were defeated. Every square inch of the patch had been checked, leaving them without a clue, so to speak. Well, we really need to go in, though we should get lettuce first, David said, rising to his feet. Don't forget she wanted radishes and tomatoes, too, Anna reminded. I'll pick the tomatoes. Oh, yeah, that's right, David said, sitting down quickly. The thought of radishes with lunch excited him. Too bad we can't have green beans in a salad, Lily said to no one in particular. She decided to weed her favorite plants while she waited for her brother and her sister to finish. A shout from David caused both girls at opposite ends of the garden to jump. What is it? They asked, hurrying towards him, being careful not to step on anything green. In answer, he held up a radish with a piece of paper stuck to the bottom of it. Another block was inside the hole, and he snatched this up as well. Steps! Anything on the back? Anna asked, breathlessly clutching the tomatoes to her. 8 steps, no more, Lily pieced together aloud. David replied to Anna's query. 8 steps, no more. Check the door. They repeated it all the way to the house.